Welcome back to Donuts in Space and part 6 of the HMS Daring build. A couple of things that I should have gone over in the last video but totally forgot to do so because I'm a complete and utter bird brain. We've got the Trumpeter 1350 Merlin helicopter built, so that's done and just currently hanging out on the back deck there. I'm not sure whether you can see it from there. I've got to handle this very carefully because it's quite fragile. But yeah, that's what the little helicopter is looking like. And then I don't think you're going to see them, to be fair, but I did actually paint two pilots and put them in the front. Well, in the cockpit, should I say. But unfortunately you can't really see them unless you're right up close to it. But you know, it was worth a go just in case you could, you know, because if you could see them, it would just add that little bit more sort of detail to it to make it look a little bit more realistic. And also a couple of crew hanging out in the back end as well, looking through the windows, making sure that, you know, the spotting and making sure that everything's going on fine. So that's that done. We've then also got the phalanx guns as well in place, all painted up. Just needs a clear coat, a little bit of weathering, another clear coat, and then yeah, matte clear coat over that actually, to be fair, and then they'll be completely finished. They are, to be fair, a lot better than the kit supplied ones. I'll show you actually, because I built one of the kit supplied ones, and then I think what we do is we just put them side by side actually. If I can get them to bend over like that, that's it. So there you go, that's the difference between the two. As I say, there's not really a great deal of difference, but there's enough of a difference to make the display that little bit more realistic, to be fair. So quite happy that we've decided to put those on. I'll just have to replace those for the CVN65 when I ready to build that, which is not just yet because I'm still collecting all the bits and pieces that I need for that. That's an ongoing thing. There's just so many different bits and pieces that you need for that Enterprise model that it's a slowly build it up kind of thing. We also got the main deck gun come in with the two machine guns. Now I ordered this, when was it, 3 weeks ago, possibly, yeah, no, about 3 weeks ago actually I ordered these. And when I did, because these came in from Australia, I was told that it's going to be kind of mid-February before they get to me, because of all of the postal strikes that we've got going on over here, plus the fact they're also having postal issues over in Australia as well, by the sounds of things. I think everybody's, by the looks of it, it's going on strike in the UK. I think it's it must be a new trend. So I think I might have to find something to go on strike about myself as well. I feel left out. But yeah, these are quite good, to be fair. Again, you get a nice little booklet with these things. It's kind of cool. If I can get the damn thing open, that is. Come on, fingers, cooperate. There we go. So yeah, not much to the instructions, to be fair, on those. But then you don't really need them to be, because they're quite simple things to build, to be fair. We've got a little baggie here with some photo etch, and then the two machine gun barrels, and also the barrel for the the barrel for the main deck gun, which is good. Liking that. And then in here, in the other little baggie, I won't get these out because I don't really fancy losing any of these parts, but yeah, in there you've got the main deck gun, and then you've also got the 2 machine guns in there as well. I mean, just looking at it through the baggie, you can see that there's a lot more detail in those parts than there is in the kit supplied ones. I mean, the kit supplied ones, yes, they are a bit laughable really, to be fair, but considering that it's injected plastic, you can't expect the earth from those kind of parts, especially being so tiny. And I guess that's where having resin aftermarket parts come in, because you can get that little bit of extra detail out of them, which makes it look that little bit more realistic, to be fair. So I'm going to have fun building those parts. And then in these little containers, all the way from France, so just around the corner really from us, if I can get the thing, oh gee whiz, come on, why is everything fighting me today? Or is it just mainly my stupid fingers? Right, if I can get these off, we've got these little figures. Not that you're going to be able to see a lot of those actually, to be fair. But we've got quite a few figures in there. These, I believe, are actually 3D printed. I mean, they look as though they are 3D printed, to be fair. How nice and neatly they are arranged and whatnot. It doesn't, you know, with no flash. And there is, yeah, just in that little box there's 84 figures, which is kind of cool. And then we've got this other one as well. And again, there is, in this one, 55 figures. And that's what these ones look like. A couple of these, oh well, at least one of these I'm going to be pinching, because I'm going to need a little man with some ping pong bats flapping his arms around like mad for the helicopter pilot. So one of those I'll need. And then I've also got another set come in as well. And I've actually started painting these, to be fair, because I need a couple of the crew for the inside the hangar deck as well. But again, these are, how many are in this one? There is 52 in this one. So I've got quite a few crew figures. I won't obviously be using all of these for this ship. I don't need that many, because most of the people are actually going to be on the inside of the ship. But you can see there how good they are. Quite happy with those actually, to be fair. We've got the blue one for their normal everyday wear. I just keep them in there so I don't lose them, to be fair, because they're quite small. But they're quite good. They didn't cost the earth either, to be fair. And the good thing is that I can actually use most of those, well, not most of them, sorry, I can use a few of those as well for HMS Kent, which is the frigate, and then the rest of them, to be fair, I'll be able to use in the HMS Invincible aircraft carrier when I finally get to build that. I think there's still a bit more stuff that I need to collect for that one as well, because that's again a materials monster. But yeah, there we are. So I'm just going to carry on, get some more figure painting done, get some people on the inside of the hangar deck once the weathering's been done, and then get the roof put on that. I'm not going to bother putting any figures on the back deck yet. That the figure that goes on the back deck will be pretty much well last, actually, to be fair, along with a helicopter. And I think I'm going to need the helicopter on the back deck to place the little man flapping his arms around like mad with his ping pong ball bats. But yeah, there we go. That's going to be about it for the moment. I will come back to you when I've got some more work done to this wee beastie. I've got some more work done to this wee beastie of mine. So we've recoated the the decals with the clear lacquer, just to help protect those. Then the back end we've gone over and we've done a little bit of weathering on the deck, not too much, because it being a military ship, they normally tend to keep theirs pretty clean. So all we've done is we've just done a little bit of dirtying that you would normally find on the deck, and we've done a little bit of pin washing as well, just to bring out some of the panel lines on it, and that was kind of enough really to put a little bit of weathering onto it. We've also got some little figures in the back end and the little tow vehicle for the helicopter, so that's in place as well now, so it's not looking too bad. If I bring this up to the camera, hopefully you'll be able to see it. The back deck is now done in a matte colour or a matte varnish, so that's kind of what that's looking like. And then we've got a little figure, I don't know whether you'll see him actually, as soon as we haven't got the light on there. Yeah, you can just about see him. But yeah, that's what that's looking like at the moment. So the next thing for me to do now is just put the roof on for the hangar bay, and then that will be pretty much well buttoned up really. It's just a little smokestack and a couple of other little things that need to go onto the top then, which is kind of good. So that's the back end is getting buttoned up quite nicely, and here are all the little cannons and guns that we've got for the ship. I'm just going to try and show you the difference between all of the parts. So this is, if I put that to one side for the minute, basically these, well, this is the kit supplied failings, which is a bit pants. I mean, it's okay for what it is, for being injected plastic, it's okay, but you know, you just can't get the detail on those that you can with resin. And there's the resin one, so you can see the difference straight away there. So I'm quite happy with that. This is the main deck gun that gets supplied in the kit. Again, not too bad, to be fair. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and rip it apart completely. I know there are some people that would, but again, for, you know, mold injected plastic, you're not always going to get the best detail on these things, and you can't, especially when it comes to photo etch. There's no way that you can actually add that into the kit itself off the bat. So, and then this is, if I can pick it up properly, and that is the resin part, and that's what it looks like from the back end. So you've got all the photo etch on it, and the barrel actually does move as well, although obviously we won't be playing with it. And this is one of the other big machine guns. If I can, they're still stuck. Oh crikey, that's stuck on the there we go, we got it. So that is one of the main deck guns there. Oh, let's get that in camera. So you can see how thin the barrel is on that, and unfortunately you still can't see all of the detail on that, which is a shame, because in person you can see the detail and it looks good. And that is basically the kit supplied. Again, you can't complain with it, to be fair, you know, and it would suffice to be on the ship, but the aftermarket parts do give you that little bit extra detail on them, what that you need, to be fair. But you know, I would say that there's nothing wrong with using those parts if you wanted to. I mean, you know, they would be perfectly serviceable. It's just that they don't give you the same amount of detail that the aftermarket parts do. So let's just get those aftermarket parts out of the way. We don't want those anymore. I can put those up there. So yeah, the next thing for me really to do now is just to completely button up the back end there, get the hangar deck roof on, and also the rear bulkhead as well. Get that in, and then that's kind of that back end. I mean, it's not going to be complete because there's more stuff to, there's more of the superstructure to go on the top, but as long as we can get most of it sorted out now, that's the, you know, the main thing really. So I will get on with that, and I will come back to you as soon as that's done. Well, we've now got the hangar bay all put together, the roof's on, and the little chimneys in there for that. We just need to tidy everything up around here as well, just to get that looking okay. One thing I have actually noticed though is on this side there seems to be a raised bump, and also on that side, even though everything's at floor level, everything seems to be raised up, so I'm not sure whether that's a fitment issue or something else, to be honest, because I don't think it should be like that. I'm just going to have a look at some pictures online to see. I mean, there's definitely a good amount of work to do on this to hide all of the seams, etc., and especially down around this area here, where nothing actually meets properly. I knew that was going to happen because when I was dry fitting everything, it was exactly the same, nothing there lined up at all. So I'm not sure whether anything is meant to go in this gap, because looking at this, there's like a little square gap in, well, what appears to be, or what appears there should be, a small square hole in the middle of all that lot, and nothing lines up. This side of the kit here, see if I can find something to point at rather than getting me big fingers in the way. So this side here is too far over, and this side here was also too far over that way as well. So what I've had to do is I've had to get some square stock styrene and put it down there, which now means that I'm going to have to just tidy that up, and then put some poly filler in there just to make that gap fill up, and then I'm going to have to sand this side down to make sure that it butts up against this part of the roof properly, as it almost does here. And then again here on this side I've got another area which unfortunately I don't think you're going to be able to see too well, but we've got a bit here where the sort of the aft bulkhead just kind of slightly splays out a bit, but again there's nothing I can do about that, because that's how everything is on this kit. Unfortunately on this back end it just doesn't want to seem to fit properly, never did from the beginning, so I'm going to have to sort that out. Here there's a big sort of rise in there, and it shouldn't be. As far as I'm aware, that should be flat to the surface, and then the same on this side as well. Nothing on this side seems to want to sort of meet up properly either, to be fair, which is a shame. So I'm going to have to sort of have a look at the online, or have a look at some pictures online, so I can get a better look at it really, rather than just trying to rely on box art, etc., just to see what's actually happening there, and hopefully we've got enough meat in this plastic if we do need to sand it right now. Hopefully there's enough meat in this plastic to be able to do that without screwing anything else up. I mean, this part here, that's fine, not a problem at all. It's just sort of this part here really that I'm more worried about than anything else. But I guess we'll soon see, won't we? Yeah, it's just a shame that it doesn't really kind of fit together properly, really. But you know, I kind of knew that when I was going in, and the only other problem is the fact that when I was dry fitting this together, I couldn't do any sanding work on it at all or anything, because otherwise it would just all fall apart. So it's just a case of need to do it as it's being built together, really, to be fair. I think that's one of the problems with building these kits out of sequence, is the fact that you're going to be left with a few problems at the end that you're going to need to deal with. But we knew about it, we just wasn't really too sure about the extent of the issues. But now we've got there, we can see quite how well. I daren't say extensive, because it's not that bad, but yeah, certainly going to need a little bit of work to get that back down to how it should be. So I'll just have a look online and look at the pictures of the ship, just to see if it is bad at all. I mean, this part I think is, to be fair, that just needs a lot of work doing to it, and this part here needs some work doing to it as well. So yeah, we'll soon see. But we've also got the lights working now in the back end. So we've got the red lights in, and we've also got the daytime lights in as well. Now we've got two of each in there, so we've got two red and two cool white SMDs in there. I've got both of the red ones hooked up at the moment to a 15k resistor, which, to be fair, gives me just about the right amount of light for this model. Whether you're going to see anything at the moment or not, to be fair, is a different matter, because this is in the middle of the day. I don't know whether you can. Don't know whether that's still switched on, is it? Yes, it is still switched on. But I don't think you're going to be able to see. Let me see if I can turn these lights out, and because it is quite bright in here at the moment, to be fair. Let me just see if we can turn the light out. Ah, there we go. That light's out. We might be able to see a bit better. Let me just close these other blinds as well. We might be able to see a little bit better. There you go. You can see that now. So that's what that's looking like with the red lights in. So quite happy with the glow on that one. Let me just get this light on and put my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing. And we'll find the other set of wires, and then we can switch over to the cool white. Yep, they're in and on. Right, okay. There you go. So as you can see there, you've got just enough light coming through on those areas. Oh, that just turned off a second. It's just nothing here is let me just get those off now. So happy that that is working. So the only ones that are left now to run through are the bridge lights, and that will be done, which will be good. But my next job, really, before I do anything about this area, is to try and get the back end sorted out. Try and get this all this muppetry dealt with. I'd rather get that dealt with before we move on to something else. Plus the fact, if I'm working on this end, I don't really want to be bumping stuff at that end. So I'm going to carry on, get that looked at, look at some reference pictures, see if that's actually meant to be like that, or if it's meant to be completely flat. and I will work on it accordingly. I think that's the best thing that we can do, to be honest. I think I might leave this video here as well. I think it might be getting a bit long. So I'll work on that, and then I'll catch up with you in, I believe, part 7 of this build. So it's turning into a bit of a, yeah, it's turning into a bit of a saga for a small ship, actually, isn't it? But there you go. Okay, no worries, guys. I will catch you in update 7. So until then, thanks for watching, and as always, please do take care.